In this video today, we will be doing a Silverback Spectra Comp Se review.
What a lack of jump. This bike is not made for jumps.
Well, hi there, my name is Errol Muller, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I highly suggest you do that right now. Hit the notification bell, hit the like bell, leave me a comment, as well as share this video. So in this video, like I said, we're going to do a review on the Silverback Spectra Comp Se. Now, this is not a very advanced bike. This is like more your intermediate bike. I'm going to take you over everything that you need to know, my personal point of view, and what I like about the bike, what I don't like about the bike. So let's get into it right now. As you guys can see, this bike is not very clean at this point in time. I haven't cleaned it yet after my last ride. You can see it's very dirty here. And then at the same time, I still have to clean the forks. So I'm going to give you a couple of tips when you go for a ride every single time throughout this video. But let's get started with the most basic and the most important. So when you look at the front suspension, if you buy this one, the Silverback Spectra Comp, the Se model. So let's go back up. Let me show you guys. It's this one. It's the Spectra, the Comp, and the Se, or that's basically what they call it. And this one is the medium sized. Right there, it shows you medium, ISO tested 421606 aluminum. This bike weighs about 13.95 kgs, if I'm not mistaken, and it can take up to, for those of you guys who are on the heavier side, it takes about 136 kilograms. Now, back to the front suspension. Firstly, you've got your lockout on top. On the other side, you've got your little cap where this is an air suspension. So you unscrew that, and then that's where you will be putting in your air. This is the SR Suntour suspension, and the model of this front suspension, it's the XCR32 SR Suntour. Now, apparently this 32 stands for the thickness of the tube. Well, that's how I understand it. And then also way at the bottom, as you can see, this little, if you turn it to the left or right, that's it, your rebound. Now, if you don't know what rebound is, I suggest you search on YouTube what rebound is and how you set it. I'm not going to go into that. So that's firstly the front suspension. Let's head over to the front section here. The crank and the sprocket and everything. So this is the 2x10 drivetrain, meaning we've got two gears here in front. As you can see, we've got the front derailleur, and if it's got two sets in front or two gears in front, then at the back we've got the 10. So which means this is a 2x10, which is basically a 20-speed bicycle. Now, I would have loved for it to be a 1x10 or maybe a 1x11 or even a 1x12. So I'll either make them modifications or just get myself a different bike. Like I said, this is more an intermediate to beginner level bike. I am not a professional yet, but I will definitely get myself a new bike. And then secondly, you've got or thirdly, whatever it might be, continue watching. Then we've got the Shimano Dior XT derailleur, which is quite nice. And what I like about this the most, for those of you who are watching, is if you switch this, currently this is on off, as you can see. If I switch, and the reason it's on off, it's because I had to fix a puncture. I'm switching it on now. What that does is every single time, if you want to push this section forward, you gotta like really force it to move it forward. Now, if I switch it on off, now it's on off, I can literally go and just push it forward. So that eliminates when you go over bumpy sections, and it goes like up and down all the time. Your back section of the bike shakes around a lot. That helps with your chain staying tightened all the time, because otherwise what happens is when your chain moves around too much and it jumps too much, then it literally jumps off here. So that is that. And then on the other side, so I fitted this myself, my water bottle holder, and then I also fitted this myself, which is a nice pump to actually inflate the front suspension as well as my wheels. Now, this is the 29-inch wheel. It's got the Maxxis tires on it. It is tubeless ready. As you guys can see there, it says tubeless ready. Then let me take you to the front wheel. So here's the front wheel. It says there 29-inch. It is tubeless ready. This is the Cross Mark II series. It says Cross Mark II, and then 29 by 2, 2.25, 60 psi max. It's got the exo protection, and then it says tubeless ready. Let me take you over to the other side of the bike. Now that we are on the other side, let me show you again. That's the front fork. Then you've got your rotors, your disc brakes, also Shimano, very nice disc brakes. I think they are also the leading brand when it comes to disc brakes. I think it's got the 180 in front, if I'm not mistaken, and then at the back it's got the 160. Yes, it definitely is the 180 in front and the 160 in the back, because this is very small. Also Shimano at the back, and then it says Spectra Comp 29-incher. This is the SE, and then what I wanted to show you guys as well is, let me show you this pump quickly. I highly suggest, if you guys are looking at buying yourself a pump, get yourself a nice little pump like this. It shows you the pressure, everything. You can let air out here. This is a definite must-have for punctures as well as setting your front suspension. Now the arms, it's also Shimano, and then the pedals, mine came standard with these steel pedals. You know, not very easy on the shins when it does hit you. So yeah, what else? Oh yes, this is what I want to show you, the stem. So my stem, if I put it like this, you can see, so let me just hold it still, this section right here, you will see mine is slightly tilted upwards. Now what you can do is you can just loosen, there's a nut on top here, that nut, you can loosen that. You loosen these 4 bolts or 2 bolts, you turn it around, then it faces downwards, which means you've got more downforce on the handlebars, especially when you're climbing hill sections. Then I turned mine upside down myself. Then you've got the Shimano brakes and the Shimano Dior gear system, which I've just showed you guys. Now what I also like doing is, if I had to walk to the other side of the bicycle and we have a look at this, so you can see my what do you call it, my levers are much more forward, and the reason for that is on the inside there's a little screw right there. So that screw you can adjust in and out, which will literally move this bar or this lever more inwards or more outwards. I like it more outwards because I stand and ride a lot. That's what the front section looks like, and that's what it looks like as well. Now my honest review on this Silverback Spectra, what I would do and what I won't do. Firstly, the front fork, the front suspension, that is not for jumping. This is more like a cross-country type of bike with a little bit of hard riding, seeing that is an aggressive hardtail bike. Or I wouldn't say aggressive hardtail, I would just call it a hardtail bike, but this is a cross-country bike, meaning it's made for long open roads, a little bit of rocky sections and so forth. Definitely not for downhill, definitely not for jumping, because the front suspension does not allow that. Now what I would do is I would go ahead and I would replace this front suspension right here. I would replace it with something like a RockShox 34, even 32, but make sure that when you read the specs, it is made for jumping. So I do jump with mine. No, please hear me out, I do jump with mine. It's not the right thing to do. If something happens and it does break, yes, then I'll just replace the front suspension, but it's not made for jumping. Okay, it jumps nicely, everything, but it's not made for jumping. Okay, then that's it. When you ride the bike, seeing that let's have a look at the tires once. These tires are, I think the width of it is 2.25 or 2.6, 2.25 if I'm not mistaken. Now the knobblies on it are quite high. This literally slows you down quite a lot. When you're doing cross country, these are not the tires. If you do a lot of trail riding, where you've got to go around a lot of berms and all of that, around a lot of corners, then yes, these tires are perfect. The grip is perfect. I love these tires personally. I don't care about cross country. I just do trail riding and I jump. So those are the tires. So firstly, if you want to jump, replace the front suspension. Secondly, or the front fork. Secondly, if you want to do a lot of cross country where you don't care too much about the grip, then I would go slightly slimmer and not the knobblies must not be as high. Then what else do I like about the bike? I'm going to give you lots of positives, not too many negatives, because I love this bike. I would highly suggest for anyone out there, if you want to buy this bike, you are more than welcome to go ahead and buy yourself. It's a nice beginner bike. It doesn't weigh too much. It is robust, because I've taken this thing, believe me, I've jumped with this bike. I've taken this bike to a bike park. I've jumped it. I went downhill with it, which it's definitely not made for downhill. I didn't go too aggressive because I know it's not made for downhill, definitely. But then what else is there? This bike is very, when you ride this bike, I feel so free. That's what bike riding is all about, especially mountain biking, and doing it in South Africa, it's even better because of the nature. But now it's a very nice and open road, or very nice bike, seeing that it's light. The handles are quite wide. I think this is not the 700s, but the 660s millimeter wide. And then, but then again, for your beginner bike, your average rider, this bike is definitely a must-have. It's not expensive. I bought mine at Cycle Lab. It sells, or back then this bike sold for 13,500 Rand. They had a clearance sale, and I bought mine. This is the 2019 model. I bought mine for 9,500 Rand. Okay, I see the price went up again for the 2019 model. It's now 11,500 Rand or something. But then again, from my side, I would highly suggest you buy yourself a Spectra Silverback like this. Now, if you want to see me do some riding on this bike, on the top right hand side of your screen, right about now, there's the notification bell. Click on that, or notification, which will take you to the previous video where I literally took you for a day's ride on the bike. Then you can actually see me riding the bike. And then at the same time, if you want to join my YouTube notifications group where I upload all these videos and you get notified on Facebook actually, then in the description below, there will be a link. At the same time, if you want to know how to make money online, that is my, how can I put it? That is my main source of making money online. If you want to know how to make money online, besides YouTube, in the description below this video, I will link it, how to make money online. And then I'll also leave another link there, how to make money on YouTube. If you would like to know how to make money on YouTube, like I'm doing right now with you watching this video, you can also watch that video. I appreciate you. I want to say thank you for watching this video with me. Share this video, like this video. Please leave me a comment below if you are going to try this bike out. In the comments right now, I'm going to give you a multiple choice. What bike is it that you are looking for, or what bike are you comparing against one another? What are you looking at? Like a Scott, a Specialized, a Silverback, what else is there? Cannondale. What bike would you like to buy? What brand? Let me know in the comments right now. I want to thank you. You must have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video.